Okay, I'm back again. Okay, Tufto, that's author right now here. And I have no idea. Okay, wait, hold on. Here we go. Looks like the first one, the last time we had one from Tufto was 3013. So it wasn't that long ago. And if I recall correctly, 3013 was also the first one of theirs that we got to read. Yeah, that was the very first one of theirs that we got to read from Tufto. 3013 was the it was the picture frame that expands whatever picture you want to put into it, and whatever person is in the picture, they will come out of it, and the whole point is that like it was supposed to be like you put like your loved one that passed away in it, and that they come out and you can spend time with them. But all that the Foundation showed was like people having an absolute panic attack that came out of the pictures. Like, why am I here? So yeah, that was the last one we had from Tufto, which was a really cool idea. Which also is like bizarre because like now that I think about it, not that long ago, like 2.5 months before that, or maybe around like 3 months before, we had the whole like AI talk to deceased family member commercial going around. So I feel like Tufto was like ahead of his time. He wrote that and was like, somebody's gonna try to market that in a different way, but it's gonna be like this. So, Halycon Light Beta is what Tufto's SCP title is, and we got a little formation change. Of class, you could. This is, I think, I will honestly say this is probably like the most kettles we have gotten in one single stream. How many has it been? Like at least like 6. We're at our 8th now. I think that it's 2 Euclids and 6 kettles. No, not our 8th. We're on the 9th now. We're on the 9th now, so it must have been like, was it 3 Euclids? Or was it 2 Euclids? I feel like for me it feels like it was only 2 because there was so many kettle ones that I'm just like, yeah. Special containment procedure, several long range, Scranton. Reality cannon are trained on SCP-3068. They are to fire upon any containment breaches by -A instances, preventing these instances from existence in ordinary space without the need for costly physical assaults. It should be noted that Scranton reality cannon are an unstable prototype. The usage is to be restricted to SCP-3068 only. Extreme caution must be observed in the operation. Sinus X1. A diplomatic presence is to be maintained on SCP-3068 at all times. Travel to and from SCP-3068 is to take place using vessels fitted with a Scranton reality engine. Again, this is an unstable prototype which should only be operated with extreme caution. Yes, man! And here we have Sinus X1, which is a beautiful picture of Spalt. There's only one place uncorrupted by capitalism. Space! Update 9/7/2016. Attempts to locate -B are currently on the way. Current protocol is to take -B in for questioning with the intention of ascertaining its exact link to SCP-3068. Update number 2, 5/10/2017. All use of the Scranton Reality Cannon and Scranton Reality Engines is to be halted following Incident 1. Scranton Reality Cannon and Scranton Reality Engines have now been classified as -A 233 and -A 234 respectively. A full investigation into how these devices were first developed is underway. Due to the distance of 6,700 light years between Earth and Sinus X1, there is no current way to return the currently stationed Foundation diplomats to Earth without 234. Research into alternative methods of transport is currently underway. So there's some people that went up there and then they're not coming back. They're gone. They're gone. Okay, so there were 3. There were 3. And there's number 9 now, so... Yeah, 6 Keller, 3 Euclids. There was not a single safe. Not a single safe. Watch the last one be safe and be like, oh. Description: SCP-3068 is the space station Halycon Light Beta, HLB. Currently in orbit around Sinus X1. One of the closest black holes to Earth. Ooh. SCP-3068. Remember? Do you remember? Oops. I'm not sure, Mechanic, if you had a discussion. Do you remember, like, in doing, like, high school? Doing Alien high school? When, like, they were, like, saying, like, yeah, you know, a black hole can happen anytime. And it became, like almost like a, irrational fear. It's like, oh shit, what, like, for me, like, I was like, feeling like, oh my god, what if the Earth just, like, it's suddenly a black hole comes out of nowhere and swallows us whole. And I'm like, now 12 years later, I'm like, not even 12 years, like 16 years later, I'm just like, oh, I think it's not that common as I thought it would be back in the day. SCP-3068 is spherical in shape with several branching arms extending off at random points and ending in small spheres with further interconnecting and branches extending off these. It's composed of an alloy made of chrome, titanium, and an unknown substance which is the inhabitants call mechanite. Hey, it's those guys. I'm pretty sure we read about them. Yeah, I had a group of friends when we talked about space and black holes, and I just responded with I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. SCP-3068 is run by a military administration composed of humans who state that they are representatives of the Union of Earth, which they claim is a governing body comprising 1/3 of the Milky Way. According to the administration, the rest of the galaxy is largely split between the tyrannical Lalande Imperium, which has enslaved a number of species and is planning on assaulting SCP-3068 in the near future, and the Karai United Caravanseras, a mercantile confederation of city-states. The Karai are said to control the shipping of several crucial goods, including Croatian paradoxes, a substance said to be vital to SCP-3068's operation. Even if that I heard that it seems that you don't come back, I would still explore. Oh, okay. SCP-3068's population is composed of a number of different alien species who claim to originate on a large variety of different worlds, some unknown or apparently non-existing. Investigation of some of the real worlds which these species claim to originate from has revealed no sign of their existence. Okay, so it's a bunch of people, a bunch of aliens that are like, yeah, I come from that world, and you're like, but that doesn't exist. What? It does. You want to tell me my home planet doesn't exist? Are you fucking bastard? These different species are, you have to refer to as a -A instance. These inhabitants uniformly believe that it is currently the late 30th century. They're in possession of an unknown and extremely advanced technology, allowing SCP-3068 to continue its orbit of Sinus X1 despite the apparent physical impossibility. So if they think it's the 30th century, or they maybe from the future. A variety of spacefaring vessels enter and leave SCP-3068 each day. However, they abruptly appear or disappear 1 light year away from SCP-3068, being apparently unable to exist too far from SCP-3068's confines. Observation from within SCP-3068 and the surrounding area appear to show these ships continuing on their journey. SCP-3068's apparent purpose is an intergalactic marketplace and meeting place, a large and thriving commercial sector and an equally vibrant black market are both present on the station. The black market is clandestinely run by several members of -A24 referred to as Lalandites, whom SCP-3068's administration claims are at war with the Empire of Earth. At random intervals, new branches and spheres abruptly appear on SCP-3068. These are often accompanied by sudden alteration of the structure and organization of SCP-3068, often with the inhabitants being unaware of any alteration. Sometimes alterations to external political organization will also occur. The Union of Earth, for instance, was formed by the United Nations of Earth. SCP-3068 first appeared on the 9th, 10th, 2010, when suddenly detected by Foundation long-distance scanners. Investigations are still occurring as to how this occurred due to the apparent limits of Foundation scientific equipment. At this point, it had no branches and was simply a single sphere. The first branch appeared on the 10th, 12th, 2010. Foundation teams were immediately dispatched. The Foundation has maintained a permanent diplomatic presence on SCP-3068 since 2nd, 3rd, 2011. The following is a list of particularly notable -A instances. And we have -A instances, name of instance, and description. Here we go. So we have -A7. Halycon, large, green, and with prominent tentacles. Now that we get to read all like different planets and stuff like that. I am playing No Man's Sky on the PlayStation 5 right now, so and this makes me want to play some more, but it is already 1 in the morning, so I have to I can't. Large, green, and with prominent tentacles, the Halycon are known for their unusual language which lacks any syntax or consistent vocabulary. It is considered impossible to learn by non-Halycon, although they themselves often have a strong grasp of English. The Foundation calls them instances, but I like to call them friends. -A24, Lanandites have a human appearance with the exception of their grey skin and glowing white eyes. Initial encounters with Lanandites revealed them to be uniformly duplicitous and cruel. This abruptly changed on 9th, 11th, 2014 when they suddenly and uniformly gained a large number of rites, rituals, and tragic backstories. The Lanandites purportedly originate on an unknown planet orbiting Lanande 21185, capital of the Lanande Imperium. As of the 9th, 11th, 2015, the Lanandites are in charge of SCP-3068. Okay. So we got some buddies up there to help us out with this. -A47, Karai, a mercantile race whose DNA matches that of the order Hymenoptera. The Karai are humans with the heads, wings, and calling of the common wasp, Vespula vulgaris. Let me just see what that is. Oh, okay, so it's just a wasp. Oh, okay, so it basically saw flash wasps. Okay, it's put them all in one boat. Gotcha. The Karai act as an intergalactic merchant with a presence in every port. Now this would be an awesome video game, you know. Again, it is just No Man's Sky, to be honest. Meeting all these different aliens and all that stuff. Yeah. Like what I'm saying is I would kind of like a space Skyrim. That's what I would like. And instead of tabaxis, we have the Karais who are like merchants like, thanks for the donation. They have been known to sell Nomochian crystals, Lanandine spices, and Croatian paradoxes of Foundation. Diplomats, among other wares, they purport to represent the United Karai Caravanseras. What do you mean with excuse me aliens? What do you mean? -A63, Children of the Satellite. A race of cyborgs who possess originally organic minds digitally transferred into metallic bodies. The construction and materials used for the bodies are reminiscent of those used by NASA in the 20th century, although some elements are reminiscent of the Foundation long-distance probes. Worship the Screamer who is lost in space, whose desire for revenge is a constant of emotional perfection. -A65, Z93291. The self-designation of a race of hypothetical beings whose existence is inferred by the actions, a database, entry quarters, and diplomatic treaties purportedly written by them exist, but they have never been observed. They supposedly represent the alliance of conceptual beings. -A79 unknown does not appear on SCP-3068's database, but has been witnessed by 9 Foundation diplomats always while they are alone. Several members of the species will abruptly manifest, stare at the individual, say the line, "I left because of you, Desmond." Desmond. And then they manifest. They appear as Caucasian humans wearing grey pinstripe suits, but lacking any facial features. They have occasionally been observed holding a lit cigar in the right hand. I immediately got like flashback to Assassin's Creed when Desmond was still a thing. Missed that guy. That was his name, right? I'm not... Yeah. Desmond Miles. Man. Remember when he was like so important in the story? To be fair, like his team is still like out there fighting, so we actually have to. And I haven't played the other Assassin's Creed games. Like I haven't played past Origin yet, so I'm not sure if in Olympus or Valhalla, if he suddenly like shows up again, and then it's like, and I'm like, oh my god, my boy. I don't know. I haven't played that far yet. I will get there eventually. -86 Anaphabolits, they're lost. And then one on the 8th 1st, 2014, the intercom system of a Foundation vessel approaching SCP-3068 abruptly began to broadcast a spoken message over a track of orchestral music. A transcript is as follows. It is a year... 2014. At the edge of the known space on the fringes of what is good and evil lies the final outpost of the Union of Earth. The brave men of the Union Navy man their posts, holding the line against all that seeks to threaten the human way of being, crafty merchants, cruel tyrants, and the endless menace of the Landaites. But the men of the Navy are brave, fearless, and without fear, for no man nor alien need fear aboard Halycon Light Beta. Oh, do I need to charge my phone again? Yeah, I do. Starring John Cusack as Captain Adrian Oldenburg, Edward James Olmos as Commander Juan Santos, Winona Ryder as Maria Oldenburg, Simon Seaback Montefiore as Security Chief Judas Priest, Tom Hill as Dr. Mark Limey Jones, the SCP Foundation as itself, with Mark Ruffalo as Emperor Claude Moran, and introducing Cornelius Halliwell as the voice of Robert, written by Desmond Sykes, directed by Desmond Sykes. Following this, all Foundation vessels approaching SCP-3068 were subject to the same effect with minor alteration to the text of the broadcast. Addendum 2. On the 9th 11th 2015, an abrupt change occurred in SCP-3068. 17 new branches and spheres appeared on its surface, and the entire history and political balance of the station abruptly altered. The Landalites were suddenly in control of the station, each with a significantly altered backstory and personality. They're now mostly sympathetic to the station's populace, but find themselves unable to reconcile the political situation with their personal conscience. They are opposed to this by the resistance movement present on several of SCP-3068's decks, primarily composed of the former Human Administration and several prominent Karai. All of these individuals have developed significant personal problems, including large numbers of extramarital affairs and numerous incidents involving substance abuse. A vast illegal drugs network is now present in the station. Several members of both the Landaites and the human resistance have espoused a vague form of ideology they call anarcho-atheist capitalism as a solution. Foundation diplomatic efforts have continued unabated. Incident 1 On the 25th, 2016, a containment breach occurred. 38 new species suddenly appeared, including a large humanoid creature composed of fire, classified as -A105, a human-shaped absence of light and space, classified -A143, and a vast sperm whale, classified as -A199. These 3 species all immediately headed towards Earth at a speed of 1 light year per minute, following extensive bombardment by SCP-3068. They were swiftly attacked and taken down by the Foundation Experimental Scranton Reality Cannon. The containment procedure have been fully revised to prepare more swiftly for similar incursions. Following this incident, Agent Cartwright, a security agent attached to the Foundation's diplomatic mission to SCP-3068, found a small handwritten note in his quarter. A transcript is as follows. Darker and edgier, needs to be more adult. I'm almost 15 now. Snogwall. Lalandites take over station. Is that invisible ink there maybe? No, just random dot or point or yeah, dash. Don't want to make it so brightly colored. Complex protagonists, complex villains. Lalandites need darkening. Need to prove to Dad can write something more mature, so shall transfer these kitty thing into something more mature and dark and edgy. I'm an adult now. Good God, this was pretentious. Let's just go full Dadaist. Give them reality cannon sounds better than space guns. Also transport reality drive engine. Now what is he talking about? Is he creating the places? Is he creating the planets and the people? Following this, Foundation vessels undertook a large-scale investigation of any psionic activity surrounding SCP-3068. A large psionic impulse consistent with reality-bending humanoids was found, originating from Earth and was being broadcast towards SCP-3068. Desmond Sykes has now been classified as -B. Attempts to locate -B are currently underway. Whew. You should check on your friends, bro. Seems like they're having some hectic moments up there. Some very hectic moments. Oh my god. I am a little bit exhausted, but we're at the last one. We can do it. We can do it. We're almost there. I'm also getting hungry now. All right, let's finish.